Hi everybody, Chris Justice here alongside Perella and Griffin. We're tracking a tornado warning that does include Rutherford County, but I can tell you the brunt of this has now shifted into Cleveland County. We're going to watch this out of Rutherford County, which is our viewing area. But if you have travels that take you along 74 out of Rutherford County into Shelby and Cleveland County there, this is a rotating thunderstorm that does have the possibility of producing a tornado. This is moving north of Shelby near Polkville at about 55 miles per hour, putting a storm track on this activity as it moves off toward the north and east right here. This is moving very quickly toward Bellwood, toward Hickory, North Carolina, along the I-40 corridor. So leaving Buncombe County, McDowell County, pushing east toward Burke County, this would be heading in that direction. But I do expect Rutherford County to get dropped from this warning very shortly. We do cover you folks in Rutherford County, and you're seeing the crawl at the top of the screen, probably hearing the sirens. I got to tell you, the most concern has now crossed just over the county line and into Cleveland County. This is where that rotation is located, just north of Latimer right there and east of Duncan's Creek. This moving in right in there. This just east of the Jellystone campground, if you're familiar with that area. So just east of there, you may in fact be hearing the sirens at Jellystone. Big campground up that way. A lot of folks take vacations there this time of the year. This is moving east-northeast toward Hickory, Catawba County, and more importantly, the I-40 corridor. So if your travels take you that way, that's where we'll find some dangerous weather as it pushes up toward the north and east. This does include Rutherford County. That rotation sat right on the line when they issued the warning. So out of safety, they included Rutherford County, but primarily this threat is across Cleveland County. Let's pull out and give you some perspective, because the storm tracker here is showing here that this is moving toward the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. If you're watching us right now in Greenville, in Spartanburg, and Anderson, many of the schools are set to get out. Some are early dismissing right now. Some are watching it closely. As we give you big picture here, the most concerning storms right now are in the foothills of North Carolina, McDowell, Rutherford, and the Cleveland County. That's where we do have some rotating thunderstorms on that initial arm. But back toward the west, there's some showers right now. Not much of concern at the moment, but these storms start as that. They're thunder showers, but as they continue to grow in intensity and move on up, that begins to become the case as they can grow in intensity right here. So we're watching this activity back toward northeast Georgia very closely as well. So watching the Bellwood area of Cleveland County, Rutherford County as this pushes up toward the north and east. And I would say here within the next few minutes, we'll see Rutherford County get dropped from that warning and be able to sound the all clear for you, as this rotation does appear to now be shifting into Cleveland County, just north of Shelby right there. But Highway 74 right here, leaving the Hendersonville area, Lake Lure area, and pushing northeast towards Charlotte does mean that it's a highly traveled road this time of day. 1:45 is when this warning goes until here for Rutherford and Cleveland County. But again, it's right there on the edge of Rutherford County going into Cleveland, just north of Shelby. So we're keeping a very close eye on this activity as it pushes toward the east. We'll get a couple more radar scans here in just a few minutes that will probably sound the all clear for our area and be able to let you know that things are looking better across Rutherford County there. But Cleveland County still in the thick of it as it's moving on through until 1:45. Pushing up toward Catawba County. So again, I-40, Highway 74, we can't stress enough. You know, UNC Charlotte's getting out this weekend, so people are going to a lot of graduations and whatnot. That's a highly traveled road between Hendersonville and Lake Lure over towards Charlotte. So Mooresboro right there, there's some hail that could be falling right there along the Highway 74 corridor, just south of Latimer. There's Boiling Springs, possibly seeing some of that. As we look specifically at the rotation, it's not off the charts, but it's something there. We do have some strong winds out of this activity, and there is the potential that this is rotating. This is a feisty line that's moving on through, but in this area right there, which does sit right on the Rutherford-Cleveland County line, this is pushing off toward the north and east. So for you folks in the extreme eastern part of Rutherford County, near Corinth, Ellenboro, pushing up toward just east of the Jellystone campground. It does not include you in the Jellystone campground near Bostic, but this is pushing east, northeast, away from Rutherford County. So within a few minutes, you'll be out of the threat or the danger there. So watching this closely here with this rotation that sits in the foothills. This one of a couple of threats that we're watching today. Honestly, big picture, let's pull back out across the radar here. Not seeing debris, which is a good thing right now. There is the potential that more tornadic activity could happen today. Strong winds and hail also on the risk categories as we look ahead toward today. This activity back toward the west is tame at the moment, but we'll see what happens later this afternoon as some strong upper level energy begins to move our way. We are under the high risk for severe weather, and I did some digging. On average, we're in the red high risk category 2 to 3 times per year. The last time we were all in this risk was August of 2021 when Tropical Storm Fred made its way through our area, and we had a record-breaking 35 warnings across the area, the most for any day that we've ever had. And that high risk does include most of the southeast right here, almost all of North Carolina, the western part of South Carolina down through the Atlanta metro farther south. When we look specifically at the tornado threat, there is that risk, and it's something we're watching today. I know tornadoes grab the headlines, but strong winds are also a possibility. And honestly, what we're going to be watching today is, does this become more of a discrete type setup where we get cells off by themselves, which does appear to be happening? Yesterday, it looked like a solid line would move our way. Well, today it looks more like we're going to get the popcorn type, which could support supercells. And if that happens, tornado threat would be a little bit higher. And I do believe, Griffin, is this the updated one from the Storm Prediction Center?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, this is the new one here, fresh information. And let's zoom into our local area, because I do think at least the extreme fringe part of the southern part of the upstate here and going down toward the I-20 corridor has been upgraded. Yep, the Elbert County, Abbeville, and Greenwood County, that line's kind of drawn right there into the southern part of your area. So slightly higher risk for tornadic activity in these areas as you've seen a little bit more clearing. And like we mentioned this morning, Perella indicated, hey, more sunshine we get, the more unstable we're going to be, and the less sunshine, more cloud cover, that helps us out. But nonetheless, we are primed for severe weather this afternoon at a time that's not great. We know. A time where kids are getting out of school. It's a Friday, you're getting off work. Live Super Doppler 4, our very own Doppler radar, is scanning our area. This gives us that instant look. We do not have a delay. It's our own radar. We're able to see where things are popping and give you that town-by-town look without any delay. And you can see the current warning that we have is sitting across Rutherford County, and this is a cell that began to rotate about 15 minutes ago. We saw that there. The warning was issued right across the Rutherford-Cleveland County line. Now it looks like the majority of that sits right there over parts of Cleveland County, and we're watching that closely because this area does have an environment that is supportive of that. So Duncan's Creek, you need to be in your safe place there right along the Rutherford-Cleveland County line heading towards Shelby. There's the Shelby bypass. There's Shelby, Highway 74, big thoroughfare this time of the year. You know, kids coming back and from college. You got folks going to college for graduation. Polkville, just across the county line. This is moving up toward the north and east right there near Kaiser. This near Highway 10. Live Super Doppler 4 stretches up into the foothills and able to see that instant look at where the rotation could be in these areas near Bellwood, Fallston, and Double Shoals. Kingston right there. Again, this rotation indicated by Live Super Doppler 4 showing that rotation in this area heading toward a busy area of I-40, and there's a flare up there. Definitely some large hail out of that, and we're just getting word that there will likely be a tornado watch issued for the entire area here. We're going to see where that will be here in just a little bit, but we're going to be watching that closely as more of this activity is possible, if not likely, later on this afternoon as we're primed up for those severe thunderstorms. There's one, two, at least 3 cells that kind of have our attention right now. That one in McDowell County does bear watching as well. You got a little appendage right there. Let's investigate that if we can, Griffin, and kind of see how the rotation's behaving in that. Doesn't jump out the screen right now at being off the charts, but we're going to watch that closely there in Grover, Kings Mountain, and then pushing farther up toward the north into McDowell County, just north of this warning right in here. You got a couple of little appendages trying to stretch down here just south of Merriam. Nothing jumping out right here. This is an area of great elevation, so the mountain's definitely doing its thing there at some of these storms as it's moving up toward the north and east. Definitely getting a tornado watch for our area. It's being drawn up right now, so we do want to let you know across the upstate, across western North Carolina, and folks in the newsroom, we can let you know too that a tornado watch will be issued for the area here momentarily. Now remember, a tornado watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes. A warning means that it's imminent. limit. And that's what we have right now across mainly Cleveland County, North Carolina, which is just out of Rutherford County. But hey, Rutherford, you're our friends, you're our viewers here. We're going to keep you posted because you are included in this warning right here until 1:45. But it does look like the threat has now shifted toward Cleveland County near Bellwood. Some large hail. There has been some rotation out of this. Here's where the current watches and alerts lie right now, back toward Augusta and Macon, down toward Albany. Right now we do not have a watch, but one is being drawn up right now and will be issued shortly for our area. So yes, at a time where school pickup is coming up, we need to watch this activity primarily back toward the west in Georgia. It's moving through. It's got a lot of wind energy shooting up like this. And anytime you get that, a thunderstorm that forms, starts out as a thunder shower, grows in intensity, taps into that energy and begins to rotate. That gives us the potential for a rotating thunderstorm and possibly some damaging winds. And there's a couple of these storms back here that are peppering the radar north of Atlanta that are going to swing right through our area. That is prompting the tornado watch, which will be issued shortly for our area. Those of you that are watching, you see the crawl at the top of the screen. That's our alerts to let you know that there is a tornado warning for our area until 1:45. Our commitment to you is to stay with these warnings until the threat is over in our entire viewing area. And right now, Rutherford County, you are included in that warning for about 10 more minutes, pushing into parts of Cleveland County right there with some large hail. There is nothing threatening at the moment in Greenville, Spartanburg, Lawrence, Greenwood, Anderson, but it's one of those days that you need to be weather aware. Have a plan. If you're at work right now, you need to have a way to get to safety should this come to Anderson or Greenville or Spartanburg here in the next 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, on your commute home, where will you go if one's issued while you're on your way home? Best to probably just hunker down if a warning is issued. Don't be traveling in it, and don't don't be out traveling in this. The good news here, Rutherford County just trimmed out of that warning like we expected. So this warning now includes northern Cleveland County, goes up into Catawba County, and then over toward the Lake Norman area, just north of Charlotte. So great news there. Our area now out of the warning for tornadoes. You do have a severe thunderstorm warning there in eastern Rutherford County, and this unfortunately looks to be round one of what could be several later today. So just reiterating, we're waiting word from the Storm Prediction Center of a tornado watch that will be issued for our area. When we get more word on that, we'll cut back into programming and let you know. Until then, stay safe, folks.